$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
That was the shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes.
And then they have cans of soup, and they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Why attack Sanders? Why? Oh, you're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same.
The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right?
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen, and I said, this is genius.
Go, Brandon, I agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
And then they have cans of soup, and they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
It's not they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
But the real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb.
Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your...
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Oh, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the vote.
Yeah. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
Hello, users, and welcome to another iteration, an episodic iteration of the Above It All is here today, episode 1629. That's a lot of eps. Let me tell you, that is a lot of eps. It's a lot. That's a fuckload. It's a lot. Whoa. Got Max the dog who's sleeping right behind me at this moment. Maxi. I don't know if you can... You see what's going on here? Maxi! Look at this. You see this? Look. Maxi! You see what he's doing there? That's his tail. He's... Max, why you do that? Why you do that? Why are you on the floor? You see what's going on here? Look at this dog. Oh my god. Good boy. Now he's licking my hand. Alright, so we got Max the dog here. And he's been really, he's still recovering from the heartworm procedures, so he's somewhat drugged up every day. But he gets drugged at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I woke up a little late today, but so 9 a.m. But anyway, so his drugs are usually in starting to kick in and get into peak effect during this show. Especially on the weekends. Right, Max? You're a drug hound. You're on drugs. What are you doing? What are you doing? This dog. So he's a dog, but I'm a person. I'm a human. Well, Max is also a person, but I'm a human. Gotta drink some water. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Donald. All right. So yesterday, I told everybody I was doing a 36-hour fast. I'm going to talk about that for a little bit. I decided that, recently, over the last couple of months, I've been eating a lot of foods like pasta, noodles, things that are not necessarily the healthiest for me. I'm still trying to, get my daily dose of fiber, of course. But either way, I've put on a couple pounds, and I'm loving every minute of it. But the moment has come for me to reverse course. And so I decided to start that project with a 36-hour fast. I had nothing but water all day yesterday. So for those of you that don't know, I ate dinner on Friday, and I ate breakfast this morning. But I skipped the entirety of yesterday. And I'm not gonna lie, I learned a lot. So one of the things about fasting, I also vaporized a lot of marijuana plant matter, and I got the munchies. So I was fasting on hard mode, yesterday, and you know what? It was fun, but I learned a little bit about my food habits. It was a very introspective experience. I was sitting there, laying on the bed, starving, and high as fuck, and wanting to eat like fucking chips or something because I got the munchies, and so there you go. But anyway, I made it. I had nothing but water and coffee yesterday, and so worked out pretty well. And well, I didn't do edibles because I was fasting. So, but I did mix I have dab wax, and I mix it with the plant matter. But anyway, I recommend it if you are someone that doesn't have like a medical condition that would, you'd pass out and die. At some point yesterday, I had some salt. I pee a lot because of the medication that I take. And so I was low on electrolytes, so I had some salt. And let me tell you, that salt tasted great. After like 25 hours of not eating anything other than water and coffee, that salt, ooh, wow, it was like an orgasm in my mouth. Anyway, this morning I had a piece of bread, and that hurt. It was painful to eat the bread because, it was just painful. But anyway, I want to do a weekly fast, 36 hours once a week for the next X amount of weeks until, it's just until I stop, I guess. I don't know what day I'm going to do it, but if people want to join me, that could be fun. But, what are you going to do? Fucking Blood Moon is posting like 1930s like fucking dietary guidelines. You need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And if you want to lose weight, you have to eat less calories than what you burn. Yeah, okay, buddy. I'll listen to you. All right. But anyway, if anyone wants to join me, I'm not sure what day I'm going to do yet. I want to do during the weekday. The weekend, I have a different schedule on the weekend. But the weekday, I might do like maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday. I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Like, maybe we'll think about it. But anyway, if anyone wants to join me, could be fun. I'm doing 36 hours. I might reduce that to 24 hours. At some point, or might go back and forth. I'm not sure. But yeah. So, pretty fun. I've been, I have a food addiction. I don't know if anyone knows that. As a former obese person, I have a food addiction. So every once in a while I go on little benders, and you know what? It's a controlled bender, you know, go for a couple months and you just kind of eat whatever. And then, you know what? A couple months is over. I had my fun. It was enjoyable. And now it's time to get back into the old habits. So that's kind of my thing. This is how I manage my addictions. You know, like I've mentioned this before with alcohol. Every once in a while, I'll go on like a week-long bender. I just like wake up and fucking start going, and then, you know, and then eventually I feel sick, and then I'm like, all right, it's, you know, time to settle down. Then I take a break. But is that the healthiest way to manage an addiction? I don't know, but it's the way that I've managed to figure it out. And so anyway, 36-hour fast. It was enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I slept a lot. That's one of the things about doing a 36-hour fast is you get to sleep during it, and like when you're asleep, it's hard to fall asleep when you're hungry. But I have a lot of experience going to bed hungry because I was very poor when I was a kid and would often not have food in the house. So I'm very familiar with going to sleep hungry, but I know for a lot of people it can be difficult. But anyway, once you go to sleep, man, you just... I was like, I woke up at 6, and I was like, fuck that shit. I'm going back to sleep. Fuck it. So technically I did like a 37.5-hour fast because I slept in. How much weight have you lost throughout the years? The maximum weight that I ever sat on a scale for was like 250 something, 255-ish. But, you know, that's the thing about being really big, is that typically you don't actually know what your largest was because, you know, I don't know. I would estimate probably 270, 280, but I didn't use scales when I was at that point in my life. So I don't know how much I weigh. I haven't weighed myself in multiple years. But the lowest, I went from, when I initially did a big weight loss thing, I went from 280-ish. That's just an estimate. 280-ish all the way down to like 129. That was pretty brutal. I went in the reverse course of developing anorexia. So not great, but I've learned a lot, and you know, I can use that to teach the viewers and the users about what not to do when you're trying to lose weight. Step 1, you know, counting calories. That's probably one of the worst things you can do, to be honest with you. This is why I'm on my show. I'm against calorie counting. I think counting calories is a trap. Treating all foods and drinks as if they're the same, you know. Like, when I was doing the anorexia thing, this was, you know, when I was like 20, I was like, you know, cut the crust off my sandwich to save a couple calories, even though the crust was probably like, you know, the best part of the bread, you know, as far as, you know, the bread nutrition wise, the crust has probably got the most, anyway. But yeah, in my opinion, I'm anti-calories for that matter. Because when I would count calories, I would always try to sneak in the things that were causing me problems, like candy or a soda. Oh, it's fine. One soda or one, like, half a can of soda is only 80 calories. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, wait, it's actually a huge deal. It's fucking 30 grams of sugar, right? Like, that's a huge fucking deal. But anyway, I'm against calories. Anyway, but I want to try to get back into the more strict dietary habits. Been a little bit freeform recently, and so if anyone wants to join me on a weekly fast, I'm gonna try to do this once a week. I don't know what day I'm gonna choose yet. I'm thinking about Thursday, but I'm not sure yet. So, there you go. That's it. That's the scoop. Peanut butter. Yeah, you gotta really like try hard to get peanut butter that doesn't have added sugar in it. I would love to start a cult. I've been in the cult business before, you know. back in my gamer streamer days. Y'all don't even know. Y'all a bunch of boomers. You don't know where I've been. Back in my gamer streamer days, I had hundreds of motherfuckers that would do everything I said. So it was pretty cool. But you know, they were pretty dumb. So easy to manipulate, but hard to have any self-respect on that matter. But I'm down to make a cult of intelligent people. That's you know, use my cult skills to craft a cult of intelligent people, have more power in the overall. Obviously, I'm being a little facetious. You know, I view the term cult very loosely. You know, I'm not talking about like anything else. But anyway, you were in a cult in your early 20s. Oof, yikes. I don't like the word cult, because, to be honest, it's weird, right? Because when your cult becomes mainstream, it becomes a religion. But when your cult is not mainstream, it's a cult, right? Like that line, I don't like that line. Like when you're a religion, you're not allowed to talk about religion because, oh, you might offend somebody. But when you're in a cult, it's like, oh, you're in a cult? Haha, you're dumb. And then also, like, a cult usually has a negative connotation. Cult doesn't need to be a bad thing. So, you know, I'm against the word cult. Anyway. Let's talk about fucking motherfuckers. I saw this post. And I wanted, this is, you know, there's this, there's a really good Twitter account that I want to advertise this Twitter account with, it's called Crazy Ass Moments in American Politics. If you haven't followed this Twitter account yet, I highly recommend it. Crazy Ass Moments in American Politics. What they do is they basically just like look for random goofball shit from any moment in U.S. politics and then just post it with funny captions. It's great. So I want to play this one because I was laughing my fucking face off this morning. And this is the caption is Bill Clinton reads off totally kick-ass 90s video game ads and acts like it's a bad thing. So you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's start the show with some classic Billiam Clinton.
And if you look at some of these ads, it's hard to argue with a straight face that the games were made for adults in the first place. Like the one Arthur mentioned. Advertisements have a particular role here. They have the power to egg children on and lure them in. Every parent knows what response a commercial for sugar cereal or the latest Star Wars toy will get from their children. People advertise because it works. They want that product in one way or the other. They're determined to get it. So we ought to think twice about the impact of ads for so-called first-person shooter video games. Like the recent ad.
So the best part about this clip is he talks about so-called first-person shooter video games, and then like half the shit he reads off is not first-person shooter video games. But again, this is funny as fuck, but it's also like we haven't advanced anywhere as a society, right? Like we haven't advanced anywhere as a society. Our society has been stagnant. Our conversations, our debates have always been the same, right? Like just a couple months ago, people were blaming video games for the Uvalde mass shooter, right? Mass shooting. So I'm just throwing this out there, but you know, it gets really good here.
Twice about the impact of ads for so-called first-person shooter video games. Like the recent ad for a game that invites players to, and I quote, get in touch with your gun-toting, cold-blooded murdering side. I was given today, Arthur brought me the magazine with the ad that he mentioned, and he was kind enough to mark it for me. There really is a gun here. It says, more fun than shooting your neighbor's cat. I was given another ad that says, What kind of psycho drives a school bus into a war zone? And here's a school bus heavily armed. This came out right after the incident in Springfield, Oregon. Here's an ad that turns the argument I just made on its head. Psychiatrists say it's important to feel something when you kill. And then it goes on to say, you ought to get this technology because it bumps and you feel it.
So again, he's talking about so-called first-person shooter games. And he's like describing like, you know, car games. He's describing like fucking robot games. He's describing like fucking controllers. Like, it's so good.
It says every sensation, every vibration, every mutilation, 9 programmable weapons buttons, customizable feedback software, push the stick that pushes back and feel your pain. And here's one that the most unbelievable of all, it says, kill your friends guilt-free. Now, obviously...
Now, of course, the advert, kill your friends guilt-free, is for the video game Guilty Gear. So it's a pun based on the video game. But again, I thought this was hilarious. I saw this in my Twitter feed this morning. And you know what? You gotta follow this account. Crazy ass moments in American politics at @ampol_moment. This is a banger account. There's lots of funny shit on here. So I thought this one was hilarious. And even funnier was this speech actually led to the Guilty Gear series throwing Bill Clinton references into the games because of this speech. Little fun factoid. But again, the list of so-called first-person shooters includes, to my understanding, 0 first-person shooters. It includes controllers and like fucking like robot games, you know. But anyway, that's Bill Clinton, folks. Once again, we have not grown much in the last 23 years, unfortunately. But what are you gonna do? Nothing really changed. Actually, the society is going backwards. I agree. We are fucked. And not in the good dick way. It's goddamn Heartbreak 1. Big homie? Does that make you the small homie? Or are we both big homies? What's the, how many big homies are allowed? Oh my god. Anyway, that was our first black president, Bill Clinton, folks. You know what? They don't make them like they used to. All right. Let's talk about this. Holy mackerel. Holy Macintosh. Only Tyler is little homie. Yeah, because this fucker's like 6 years old. Alright. I'd like to start this segment by saying gosh darn Guinea. That's right. According to Liz Cheney, January 6th panel is prepared to consider subpoena for Guinea Thomas. Now, I want to just, first of all, I love doing the language game. This headline, this is from Politico, by the way. This headline, Jan 6 panel prepared. Right? They got their papers in order, right? They're prepared to consider. So they haven't considered it yet, but they're prepared to consider a subpoena for Guinea Thomas. What a bunch of fucking, what a stupid shitload of language. Rep. Liz Cheney said Sunday that the committee investigating Jan 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol is prepared to consider a subpoena of Virginia Thomas, a.k.a. Guinea, wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, if she does not appear voluntarily. The committee is engaged with her counsel. They're engaged. It's great. With the counsel. said in an interview on CNN's State of the Union, when asked if the panel planned to speak with her about efforts to overturn the 2020 election, I'd like to once again remind everybody Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won. We hope she'll, this is a quote, we hope she'll continue to come in voluntarily. The committee is fully prepared to contemplate. So, first of all, the headline, prepared to consider, right? But the actual quote, right? The actual quote is they're fully prepared to contemplate a subpoena. Oh, so they're going to complicate it or contemplate it? That's insane. Like, they're fully prepared to give it a good old funk. Zero PE says, man, Andrea had me really believing that's her name, lol. I got embarrassed in another chat. I don't know what to tell you, but her name is Guinea. Like, there's no reason to pronounce it Ginny. That's not a name. Ginny? That's not an... Oh, I mean, Guinea isn't it? First of all, this isn't a name. It doesn't exist. Her name's fucking Virginia. It's a stupid fucking name to begin with. Right? So I'm just saying, it's Guinea. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Anyone that's gonna fucking clutch their pearls, actually, it's pronounced Ginny. Oh. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, like a guinea pig. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so they're prepared to contemplate a subpoena. Cheney is the vice chair of the nine-member panel. Her statement was the most direct indication of the importance the panel attached to the testimony of Virginia Thomas. I want to remind everyone that these people are insane. The Guinea and Clarence Thomas crime family is insane. I mean, like, these fucking... She was dressed up as, like, the Statue of fucking Liberty, right? Like, oh, no, you know, these fucking people are... They've lost it. Like, they're not losing it, because that implies that it's still happening, but they've lost it, okay? Like, they lost it a long time ago. Her statement was the most direct indication of the importance of the panel attached to the testimony of Virginia Thomas, who is known as Guinea, and whose lobbying on the election raised ethical questions based on her marriage to the Supreme Court's current longest-serving justice. A lawyer for Thomas previously said the conservative activist would not appear voluntarily before the committee. Like, this idea of playing softball with these people, stop fucking around and just fucking subpoena these guys. Don't give them the opportunity. Blah, 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 blah. Just fucking subpoena these motherfuckers. It's not hard. You don't have to fully prepare to contemplate to potentially... No, just fucking do it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so we'll see if this happens. This could be fun. I'd love to see Guinea go the way of Steve Bannon. Imagine Bannon and Guinea sharing a cell in a fucking prison. Now that's a sitcom. You could write a situational comedy based on that premise. Guinea and Steve. You know? That's a good one. Anyway, Guinea. There you go. Blood Moon, you're way late. I covered that shit like 2 days ago. We got a dumb fuck. Where do you live? Portland? Stupid motherfuckers. First of all, like, okay, I start my show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Like, do you know about time zones, motherfucker? Like, the time zone, right, is on the screen. 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. Does it look like this is 12 p.m. on the fucking West Coast? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, you're dumb as a motherfucker. We got, like, some stupid motherfuckers. Why is it that, like, conservatives, when they try to, like, bully people, like, they just say the dumbest shit imaginable? Like, as if that's like a joke or an insult. Right? Like, oh, you live in Portland? I've never been to Portland. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would I move to Seattle or Portland? Why? Like, what is this like some... What is... Like, okay, so step 1, forget how to read. Step 2, hear someone talking shit about Bill Clinton and Ginny Thomas. Step 3, move to Portland. Like, is this your version of, like, a stand-up routine? Because you need to work on that, man. That is, like, this is some really low-effort shit, man. Holy fuck. Because you are a piece of shit. Oh, I'm a piece of shit. Hey, conservative, you want to call into the show? Let's have a conversation. I'm a piece of shit? Can you describe why? You're the one coming into my chat room telling me to move for some reason. You don't even know where I live, but you want me to move? What kind of insult is that? Like, imagine someone, like, at work or something spills coffee on your paperwork, and you're like, oh, you should move to Switzerland? What? Like, what? Like, that's bizarre. That is some really bizarre shit. Like, who says that? I mean, I disagree with your politics, so you should move, even though we're on the internet. Like, even if I did move to Portland, I would still do this show, and you would like, we're not... I don't even know, man. How about going to hell? My friend, I don't believe in hell. I'm not 6 years old. Go to hell? So first it's go to Portland. Then it's go to Seattle. I mean, if I'm going to choose between Seattle or Portland, I'm going to choose Seattle. You know, I like grunge music, you know what I mean? But anyway, now I'm going to hell? At least Portland and Seattle exists. Hell is fake. It's made up. That'd be like if I said to go to fucking, I don't know, like some fictional place in a fucking storybook. I don't know. I don't know anything about storybooks. But, oh, trans talk. Is that English? Like, my friend, have you forgotten the English language? Okay, so step 1, go to Portland. Step 2, go to hell. Step 3, trans talk. Like, we need the fucking Rosetta Stone for this motherfucker. We need the fucking Rosetta Stone. This guy is speaking in tongues. Like, what the fuck? Oh, you gonna find out? Is that a threat? Or are you just too lazy to come up with anything else? Evan Bury? Please stop attacking Brianna Joy Gray. She is our greatest. That is all? Well, first of all, assuming you are a Brianna Joy Gray fan, you misspelled 2 of her names. Brianna is spelled with an H, not 2 N's, and Gray is spelled with an A and not an E. So let's just assume you really are a Brianna Joy Gray fan. If that's the case, you're not doing a great job. But, you know, there you go. Go to hell! I'd love to go to hell, man. I'd way rather go to hell than heaven. I mean, like, both of these places are made up, but, like, heaven sounds lame. You gotta follow all these stupid fucking rules. You make one mistake and you just go to hell. Fuck that shit. Am I gonna keep making attacks? What does that mean, making attacks? I talk about her saying stupid shit on my show, like, once a month. That's not making attacks, bro. Yo, we got, like, some stupid motherfuckers coming in on Sunday, but I don't mind. I don't mind talking to some stupid motherfuckers. This is fun. Motherfucker doesn't even know the person's name or how to spell it and telling me to, like, leave them alone. Like, come on now. Come on now. Yeah, heaven sounds fucking lame. not interested in the heaven thing. Like, shouldn't you motherfuckers be at church right now? Like, I don't know when church is, because I don't go to church, because that fucking shit is stupid. But shouldn't these motherfuckers be going to church right now? It's fucking Sunday at noon. Apparently, the conservative lives on the fucking West Coast, right? So, this motherfucker should be in the pews. Eating crackers and shit, you know what I mean? Not to promote cannibalism on the show. God damn. This motherfucker. You're gonna find out. Like, what is that? You're gonna find out. Find what out? Like, that's the thing. This motherfucker, like, find what out? I didn't... like, it was, you're gonna go to hell, and then you're gonna find out. Like, there was no... Like, I didn't ask a question that I would need the answer to. I'm just gonna find out the answer to something. I don't know. These people are not sending the brightest, that's for sure. Why fuck around on the daily? You know what I'm saying? Is this, is Evan, are you done? Because I don't want to start another segment and then you pop up with some stupid shit when I'm in the middle of doing a news story. Are you done? Alright, I guess they're done. Sad. Sad, I have to say. They're not sending their best today.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
All right. Speaking of those with the lowest IQ, Marjorie Taylor Greene has some very interesting words. I don't know what Next News Network. I don't know what the fuck this is. But she has some very interesting words, and let's watch.
That's not who the Republican Party should represent. We need to be the party of nationalism, and I'm a Christian, and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists. And when Republicans learn to represent most of the people that vote for them, then we will be the party that continues to grow without having to chase down certain identities or chase down, certain segments of people. We just need to represent Americans, and most Americans, no matter how they vote, really care about the same things. And I want to see Republicans actually do their job.
So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I need you to understand, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not an aberration. She is not a unique... Like, oh, she is like the far right. And most other the Republican Party, almost every, what was it, like 6 or something people voted against the party line. But the Republican Party voted to ban condoms like a week ago. They just said, all right, let's ban condoms. That's the Republican Party. I think like 6 people or something in the whole Republican Party said, yeah, that's a little silly. The Republicans voted to ban condoms. Right? So I need you to understand Marjorie Taylor Greene is not an aberration. She's like the test, like they give her things to say, right? She is like getting all the conspiracies injected into her bloodstream. And she's the first one to say these things, and then people gauge the reaction, and then the other Republicans move further right depending on the reaction, right? Like the Jewish space laser thing, the Republicans were like, not so big on the Jewish space laser thing. That's a little silly, right? But all the other stuff, they're in, right? So she says the stupid shit. Lauren Boebert, they say the stupid fucking shit. Gauge the reaction, and then other Republicans, based on the reaction to them, will then move to go into that territory. And I need you to understand, this country has always been a Christian nationalist country. Let's be honest. Let's really be honest. Right? But they're holding on, like the battle here that's going on is that young people are less and less religious. I mean, like, religion is fucking stupid, right? Like, let's get that off, right? Religion, fucking stupid. Anyone who is religious, a motherfucking moron. Like, they're a child. I mean, like, they literally, they may have physically gone through puberty, but mentally, they are still, 6 years old, right? If you still believe in God or anything, you're a child. I don't know what else to tell you, right? Like, go to school, read a book. But anyway, so they understand that religion is getting less and less popular. I mean, we still live in a country where 81% of people believe in God, right? Right? But fuck. But, that's down from 100%, fucking 150 years ago. So anyway, so these people, they know that that's happening and they want to push back against it. And a lot of people say that young people are inherently going to just be more atheistic or less religious over time. I disagree. I disagree with that. I think young people, as with most people in this country, young people are no exception, can be pretty fucking stupid. I think a lot of people are pretty fucking stupid. Young people, right, they can have their opinions change just like that, right? So, I mean, we saw with Donald Trump, like a bunch of young people, Donald Trump's being funny on the internet. And then 2 years later, they're a full right-wing neo-Nazi. And it's like, what? Like, you were apolitical. Donald Trump's funny on the internet, which that is true. And then you get sucked into the rabbit hole and now you're a fucking neo-Nazi. That's strange, right? So again, I think young people, they can easily be manipulated. The Republicans know that. That's why they have such youth outreach programs. Now again, overall, young people are way less interested in Republicanism, but the Republicans know that, and this is their way of we got to go back into that direction. So, but you know what? I personally am hopeful that young people will not fall for the bullshit. That's my hope. I have faith in that, right? This is a situation where faith can be useful, unlike with religion. But I have faith that young people won't fall for the bullshit. I hope that is the case, but it's possible that they will. Anyway, so I'm just saying, this is 2022, 2024, right? It's the party of neo-Nazi Christian supremacist versus just everybody else. And that everybody else includes Democrats and liberals. That everybody else includes leftists. That everybody else includes everyone who's not a crazy person. At least this brand of crazy. Right? Democrats, pretty fucking crazy. Liberals, they're insane. They believe in the invisible hand. Woo! Invisible hand! Ah! Right? That fucking shit's insane. The motherfucker in Super Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I guess that's actually a visible hand. I don't know. But the rest of the body is invisible. Anyway, because the game is it's the human playing with toys. Anyway, play Super Smash Brothers. It's the first one. The first one's good. I have not really played the rest. But anyway, I don't know, man. So I'm just saying, it's only going to get worse. There's no sign of any of this getting better at any point. And I hope that young people can become the anti-theist front runners in this battle. I hope. Right? It seems that is the case. But also, I know a lot of young people. I've met a lot of young people. And a lot of young people are also pretty fucking stupid. Right? So, and I'm not trying to shit on young people. I mean, typically, right, older people are way fucking stupider than young people. Let's be honest. Right? 60-year-olds, whoa, some dumb motherfuckers in that category. No offense to some of the older viewers here, but, you know, let's be honest. 70-year-olds, baby boomers, holy shit. Holy fucking shit, right? Like, we got some dumb motherfuckers in this country. But, like, I want to push back on the idea that the young people will save us. Because the young people aren't going to save us. We need to save the young people, and then they can carry us to fucking victory. But, like, the idea that the young people themselves are going to be able to do any of this by themselves without the help of the sane older people, you know what I mean? That's a problem, right? So, anyway. But, yeah, the religious thing, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's always been there. It's just now they're talking about it more and more. So, there you go. Marjorie Taylor Greene. There you go. I'm going to turn my air conditioner on. It's getting kind of hot in here. Maxi! Maxi! Max! Come here, pup. Come here. Come here, Maxi. Come on! Trying to get him on the screen here. Max! Wah! Wah! Come on! You can see his tail. Come on, Max! Max! You're a cute dog! Anyway, he is comfortable, so I'm gonna let him lay down. All religions are equally trash. I agree with that in a theory sense. I disagree with that in, like, it depends on where you live. Like, if you live in Saudi Arabia, like, Islam is way worse than Christianity if you live in Saudi Arabia. If you live in Georgia, you know? You live in Israel? Or should I say you live in Palestine? You live in India? Woo! Right? You know, depending on where you live, the worst religion changes. But in theory, like, if we want to apply things in, like, a philosophical sense, yeah, they're all pretty much equally stupid. Y'all, do you know what time it is? Q-cock, motherfucker! Q-cock, 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 Q-cock. It's time for some cock of the Q variety. But before, I want everyone to get their messages, their questions, comments, or concerns. I want you to get them ready. And I'm going to do a movie review first. Right? So I'm going to do this movie review. And then I want you to think of a question while I'm doing this. And then we'll get into the Q-cock. Ooh. All right. So yesterday, while I was in the middle, well, I guess 2/3 of the way through my 36-hour fast, and I got really high. And again, I was fasting on hard mode, right? You know, I got really high on marijuana products. Fasting on hard mode, had the munchies. I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to distract myself and watch a movie. And yesterday I watched Gravity. It was added to HBO Max recently, to my understanding. I saw it on the front page. And I sat back and I gave it a go. This movie, I'm not going to lie, really good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. This movie, I mean, if it is, so anyway, they're in space. Something goes on with the Russians for some reason. There's like a missile explosion, and then like all the space junk orbits around the planet and like fucks their shit up. They're in space. They're repairing a space station, right? And so the whole movie is like an anxiety inducing, like they're trying to survive in space, right? And the cinematography, the camera work is incredible. One thing I love about this movie is how the camera will focus on objects. Like when she gets into the airlock, the main character gets into an airlock, takes her glove off, right? But like the camera's focused on her hand, right? Like moving. And then she takes the glove off, right? But then the hand stops moving and all we're seeing is the glove and it floats away from her body. And it's like, whoa, does she like what? No, she just took her glove off. But anyway, that kind of shit. This movie is super artsy. It's super artsy, and I think it does a really good job of being super artsy. So there's two characters in this movie. There's George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. And so George Clooney like floats off into space and dies for some reason. It didn't really make too much sense, but you know, whatever. I love the scene where she's in like the escape pod and like George Clooney comes back, right, and then teaches her how to use the escape pod, but she was just hallucinating, right? That was pretty cool. So you can make the argument that she actually died in the escape pod and the rest of the movie is a hallucination. That's my preference. That's my ideal. That's my fan theory. But yeah, this movie was super fun. It's not that long. It was only like an hour and a half. And it's, again, the main factor of this is I love the camera work. It's a very, it's a very anxiety-inducing movie, right? Like, cause like she's got low oxygen, and she gets back into the space station as her oxygen tank depletes. But because there's oxygen in a damaged space station, then it catches on fire, and there's little like globs of fire, you know, going around like little small things, right? Because the oxygen is going into the, and then of course the fire breaks out. Then she's got to leave the space station and like avoid the fire, and it's like every part of this movie was like just anxiety inducing. Then she gets into like the Chinese escape pod and she doesn't know Chinese or whatever. And then she lands on Earth and it's like, oh shit, the windows broke out. You know, every part of this movie is anxiety. And again, I was 25 hours into a 36-hour fast. And I was high as fuck, right? So I was like hungry. I was in that kind of panicky state from the weed a little bit. Not too much, but I did have a lot. Because, you know, I wanted to do something. But anyway, so I was like, oh my god, like I was like feeling it a little, and it was good. I enjoyed it. You know, it doesn't make perfect sense scientifically, but whatever. It's a great movie when it comes to the camera work, the cinematography. I also love how there's only like 2 actors, and then you got like Ed Harris on the radio or something, right? Like, not bad. It's not bad. It's 90 minutes. It's not too long, right? It's not like an Interstellar or something like that where it's like fucking 17,000 years long. But, like, it's fun. It's enjoyable. She gets back onto Earth, you know, and that's fine. I love the scene where she's, like, crawling onto the mud and she's just, like, touching the mud. It's just great. Anyway, not bad. Gravity, not bad. A solid, not bad. So, there you go. Also, Q-Cock. Questions, comments, or concerns, Q-Cock. Questions, comments, or concerns? All right, let's scroll up. Do you like cock? I'm a huge fan. The ending of the movie is disappointing. Just use the hallucination fan theory and it's less disappointing. Buddhism and other Eastern religions aren't as bad as the Abrahamic religions. I somewhat agree. But like there's a little bit of Buddhist philosophy that I find to be a little stupid. Like the Lama bullshit. I don't know. The 5th kid's name, I don't know. Adam's father, I don't know who Adam is. Any religion where the focus is going on inside is better than outside. I agree with that. What'd you miss? You missed the whole show. Farmanistopoulos. Favorite decade for films? I don't know. I can't answer that question. Because each is just so different. Ask me in a year from now and I might have a better answer to that, but right now, I can't answer that question. Got Q-Cock. Did you finish reading Serving the Servant? I haven't started it yet, but I have finished the other one. Or at least I'm like 5 pages away from finishing it. So I will start that either today or tonight or tomorrow morning. But I expect the Cobain book to be a lot more entertaining to read. So I'll probably read it much quicker than the other one. What did he say in response to that, though? Mila, give me the response. Did you see the article I posted? I did not. QCOT question. You said you vaped yesterday. What is the favorite brand or strain name? I don't know. I don't have a brand or strain favorite. I have a herbal vaporizer, not the cartridges. I have a love-hate relationship with the cartridge-based vapes. One, they do hurt my lungs more, and I think they're way more impactful on my health than the herbal vaporizers. But the pro is that they hit much quicker, and it's like dabbing, but easier. You don't have to set it up or anything. So I mean, but I try to stay away from the vapor cartridges. It's also just like, I'm just skeptical. I'm more skeptical of those. Johnny Too Late's a critic. I always get nervous and have performance anxiety when presented with QCOC. Well, I mean, QCOC. Questions, comments, or concerns, How would you quantify the harm religion has done to the world? I don't think you can. I just think it's an immeasurable, severe impact. YouTube membership when? I was supposed to finish it by the end of June, but let's say end of August. I will have that finished. I agree with trying to be kind and have compassion and empathy. Just my opinion. I agree with that. I love you and thank you. Thank you, Retro Boomer. Assuming you're talking to me. Give me the highlights. Well, no. I want you to watch the show. I profit off of your watch time. So the amount of time that you're in the streams or watching videos, I make money on. So I will not spoil it. You're gonna have to watch. Never seen the Ernest movies. No, I have not. Well, Mila, it should probably be another week, maybe week and a half at maximum. So I'll let you know. Pax VAP. I don't know what that means. QCOC. $5 saved up for YouTube membership. All right. What am I going to eat today? I'm not sure, but I ate some leftover spaghetti for breakfast this morning, and I plan on consuming some, some fibers. There's a little bit of fibers going on, a little bit proteins, a couple, just a little bit. First 3 words of so-called satanic riddle of 666 in the Bible. Here is the wisdom. Hell of a way to break a fast. Well, it's whole grain spaghetti. And, it's chia seeds. It's not just like regular bullshit. I saw Environmental Coffee House cheating on you with Amazing Atheist on his stream the other night. He can't be trusted. I used to like Amazing Atheist. I recently saw that he had this like rebound arc that he's doing where he's like painting his face with like eyeballs and shit. I'm interested, but I gotta look more into it. So, but not bad. Leftover pasta for breakfast. That's great. But I'm sure my pasta was better than yours. What is your take on corn tortillas? I'm in. I like corn and I like tortillas. Donald James is not doing so well. I watch everyone, but I watch you the most. Oh. Check out the film Martyrs. I'll add it to my mental list. Tyler, I already answered that fucking question. Rewind. Check out some of his recent content. It's pretty good. Yeah, I watched like the one video he made with when he had eyeballs on his face. It's not bad. QCock, is it immoral or ill-advised, advised to consume any other content when I haven't watched all of your videos? You know, go for it. I'm going to say I don't want to be too restrictive, but, you know, go for it. But while you're going for it, think about your life decisions. Well, I've made pasta on my Cooking with the Bitch show many times, and I'm probably going to make it again in a different way. I can tell you how to make pasta that's going to be less damaging to your health, for sure. Like, start off with, like, get veggie pasta or whole grain pasta. Start off with that, and then you can do a lot of other things. All right, y'all, that's the program. When am I going on Environmental Coffee? That's the show. When I stop being a piece of shit, which is hopefully in the next couple of weeks, maybe. But I'm still working on it. I would like to introduce your content to other people. I would like my mom to watch it, but she doesn't like your swearing. Well, swearing is a fundamental part of my personality. You know, there's a little known fact. For most of my life, up until I was like 16 or 17, I was instructed by my family that swearing was bad. And I did not swear at all, really, until I was like 16 or 17. And then I realized how fun it was and that I was lied to. And so I got a lot of, you know, I got to make up for a lot of time. So I would like you to tell your mom to get over it. But other than that, I don't know. Like, if you want, like, we can do, like, an edited version where I beep out all the swears, but, I mean, like, to me, that's just, like, that's so childish, right? Like, you know? I don't know. That's just me, though. I'm not trying to be offensive. But, I used to believe that swearing was bad, and, I don't believe that anymore, so... But like I said before, I could make a lot more money on YouTube if I didn't swear, because I have basically almost all of my videos are the limited ad demonetizing thing. One of my videos got fucking age restricted for excessive vulgar language, apparently. I don't even know what that means. So I know I could make a lot more money if I stopped swearing, but, you know, fuck it. My opinion is swearing is what normal people do. Like, to me, someone that's against swearing, like, they're words. You know what I mean? Like, they're words. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, someone said fuck. Oh! Like, I find that extremely childish. Also, I don't mindlessly swear. That is a misconception. I very mindfully swear. I try to be very creative with my swearing. I try to swear in ways that other people don't. I consider myself to be extremely unique. When it comes to the swears that I use, I try to use different combinations that are not typically used. So, yeah. And also, like, if someone is more upset with me saying fuck or goddamn or shit for brains than they are with, like, Christian nationalists trying to kill me, you know, I can't take it seriously. I just can't. And that's the thing, is, like, my show is not about appealing to the lowest common denominator. Like, I don't care if someone with a low IQ wants to watch my show or is allowed to, or if they feel alienated. I don't give a shit. My show is about expressing myself. My show is about expressing my beliefs. And I try to make people laugh. That's what my show is about. So I'm not going to pretend to be someone else. I mean, if I'm going to, like, go on someone else's show and they've got a no swearing rule, I'll try to abide by it, you know, but, like, on this show, on Above It All specifically, It's not going to happen. Swearing excessively is immature. I would argue that thinking that certain words are bad words is more immature than saying fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh no, like what's more offensive? 40,000 people dying every year from lack of health insurance, or fuck? Oh! You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's a low IQ thing. Like, it really is. Like,
only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
You know, it's a low IQ thing. In my opinion. Educating? Oh, I love to educate. My mom says the word fuck is offensive to wom. Woman? Well, your mom's a fucking moron. Sorry. I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I am not a child. Like, this is not a show for children. I am not a child. If you are an adult and you're offended by swear words, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. It is deeply embarrassing. It is, to me, it is unfathomably embarrassing. Like, I would feel, I cringe on behalf, like, of, like, there should be an intense embarrassment, you know? When an adult, a grown adult, someone that has kids, right, a grown adult is going to say, the language, oh. You know, to me, like, I cringe. Like, that makes me cringe. Like, I get like, oh. You know what oh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is, it's just, it's insane to me. I don't know. Got me into using the word bitch more. I mean, I call myself a bitch. I don't care, like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, this idea of, like, monitoring your language, like, I just don't believe in it. Would I say fuck in front of an 8-year-old? I have said fuck in front of an 8-year-old several times. And I don't care. And neither do their parents, for that matter, but I don't know. Like, the idea of closely monitoring what you say and being afraid to say certain things, to me, I threw that shit out a long time ago. I'm not afraid. Oh, if someone's upset that I said the fuck word, it's their loss, you know. Anyway, speaking of loss, y'all are going to be at a loss because this show is over. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, that's right.
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen and I said, this is genius.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Dumb as a shit fuck, you know, cringe to her, etc., etc.
So I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.